Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Nika and welcome back to my booktube channel Pretty Little Bibliophile. I make book related videos and it's been a long time since I last uploaded, and that is because I was dealing with my finals week at uni. I just finished my second semester, so finally the stress is over and I'm back to filming videos regularly. So I hope you stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. So today's video is going to be all about the books I bought recently. I'm going to categorize these into two. Books I bought by first-hand books that I got, and secondly the second-hand books that I got. So yeah, they're very diverse and I hope you stay tuned until the very end. So the first two books that I want to share with you all today are from the Northeast. One is from my state Assam and the other is from Manipur. The first book that I want to share with you all is Chinatown Days by Rita Chaudhary. Now this is a translated work. This is the English version. The original Assamese version was called Makam, and the translation has been done by the author herself. So I am going to be reading this for this month for my book club, because we are doing this new thing, the Explore India Readathon, where we read one book from all the 28 states and 8 union territories of India. So we're starting with Assam, we're starting with the Northeast, and then we'll move on to India as a whole. So I'll let you know about what this book is. It is the early 19th century. The British East India Company has been bringing in Chinese indentured laborers to work in the tea gardens of Assam and West Bengal. Slowly, amidst days of misery and toil, the workers begin to find contentment in their day-to-day lives. In post-independent Assam, Mei Lin, descended from the slave Ho Han, lives a life of satisfaction with her husband Pulok Borwa. But in 1962, as war breaks out in the high Himalayas between India and China, a close family member conspires to have Mei Lin deported to Maoist China. She and thousands of other Chinese Indians will now have to fend for themselves in a land that, despite their origins, is strangely foreign. From the horror-ridden hardships of the labor pens of Assam to the Sino-Indian War, this searing novel tells the unforgettable story of the Chinese Indians, a community condemned by intolerance to obscurity and untold sorrow. So this is really this is a critically acclaimed book, and this is in fact the winner of the Sahitya Academy Award. So I have got high hopes for reading this, and I'll definitely let you know what I thought about it very, very soon. The next book that I got is Crafting the Word, Writings from Manipur. Now this, like the name suggests, is basically a collection of different works written by Manipuri authors, and I'll share a bit with you all. Manipur has a rich tradition of folk and oral narratives as well as written texts dating back to the 8th century AD. It was only in the latter half of the 20th century that women began writing and publishing their work. Today, women's writing forms a vibrant part of Manipuri literature, and women's voices are amplified through Lekol. Crafting the word comes from a region sometimes reduced to only its conservative patriarchy or its positioning at the center of an armed conflict. However, it is also a place where women's activism is at the forefront of peacemaking, and where women's contributions to informal commerce and trade hold together the economic of daily life. So I have got many high hopes for this one. Let me just see. There are different short stories, I think non-fiction pieces, as well as graphic novel bit. So yeah, I've got very high hopes. I mean, very soon we'll reach our national as well, as we're doing this Exploring the Readathon. So if you're interested, let me know and I'll have you join our group as well. Then, as an early birthday gift for my brother, I got him Rule of Wolves, which is a sequel to King of Scars by Lee Bardugo. I haven't read this one yet, but I'll share the synopsis with you all. We're all monsters now. The wolves are circling and Ravka's time is running out. The Demon King, as Fyeda's massive army prepares to invade, Nikolai Lantsov will summon every bit of his ingenuity and charm, and even the monster within, to fight this fight. But a dark threat looms that cannot be defeated by a young king's gift for the impossible. The strong witch, Zoya Nazilensky, has lost too much to war. She saw her mentor die and her worst enemy resurrected, and she refuses to bury another friend. Now duty demands she embrace her powers to become the weapon her country needs, no matter the cost. The Queen of Mourning. Deep undercover, Nina Zenik risks discovery and death as she wages war on Fieda from inside its capital. But her desire for revenge may cost her country its chance at freedom, and Nina the chance to heal her grieving heart. King, General, Spy. Together they must find a way to forge a future in the darkness or watch a nation fall. So that's a synopsis for Rule of Wolves. I have been intimidated by seeing the non-spoiler reviews that I've seen of it so far. So I still need a bit of convincing to read this book. I think I'll pick it up after my brother reads it and after I get to know his review as well. So yeah. The next 3 books I got are all short story collections, and I have very high hopes for them. I've actually already read The Dangers of Smoking in Bed by Mariana Enriquez, which was also shortlisted for the 2021 International Booker. And this is a collection of stories which are all very weird and disgusting and scary, and yet they're really, really seductive in their own way. And I've already read it. I got the Kindle copy of it and I loved it so much. I knew that I had to get a physical copy of it as well. So I got this one. I'll probably reread this very, very soon. And to accompany this, I also got Things We Lost in the Fire by the same author, Mariana Enriquez. Both are translated works, and they were translated from Spanish by Megan McDowell, both of them. So since I read it and loved it, in fact loved it so much I got a physical copy of it, I wanted to check out her other translated work. And Things We Lost in the Fire is pretty much the same as far as I understand. It's a collection of stories, really, really weird. And in fact, I'll share the synopsis of this one. 12 stories of ghosts, demons, and wild women, of sharp-toothed children and stolen skulls. In this sleep-stealing collection, Enriquez transports the reader to the crime-ridden streets of post-dictatorship Buenos Aires, where exhausted fathers conjure up child killers, and young women tired of suffering in silence decide there's nothing left to do but set themselves on fire. So, really excited for both of these. The next book in this, whole weird short story genre is Little Eyes by Samantha Schweblin. This, however, is not a short story. This is like a full-length novel, although manageably short one. So as far as I understand, it's kind of like about clones or people who can really teleport. The characters in Samantha Schweblin's wildly imaginative new novel, Little Eyes, reveal the beauty of connection between far-flung souls, but they also expose the ugly side of our increasingly linked world. Trusting strangers can lead to unexpected love, playful encounters, and marvelous adventures. But what if it can also pave the way for unimaginable terror? Schweblin has created a dark and complex world that is both familiar but also strangely unsettling because it's our present and we are living it. We just don't know it yet. So the reason I wanted to explore this one as well was because, after I read The Dangers of Smoking in Bed as a Kindle version, I loved it and I knew that I wanted to read more such, weird stuff. And I already had at that point Mouthful of Birds by Samantha Schweblin, which is very much similar to The Dangers of Smoking in Bed. It's also a collection of weird short stories. Loved it, and so I knew that I wanted to read more of Samantha Schweblin as well. So this is the basic story of me getting both of these two authors and their works. So those are all the first-hand books that I got, and the next pile I want to dive into are my second-hand books book haul. I'm a really big advocate of second-hand books, firstly because they're cheap, and secondly, you're helping someone clear out some shelf space. So I do it myself, and that is why, of course, I condone it. So the first book I want to share is Histopia by David Means. Now this one is also longlisted for the Man Booker Prize in 2016, and I don't know much about it actually. The reason I got it was because it's a book that was nominated for an award. But as far as I understand, this is sort of like a different take on American history. At the end of the 1960s, President John F. Kennedy is entering his third term in office. The Vietnam War rages on, and the president has created a vast federal agency, the Psych Corps, dedicated to maintaining the nation's mental hygiene by any means necessary. It's sort of like a dystopia as well. This destabilized version of American history is a vision of 22-year-old Eugene Allen, who has returned from Vietnam to write the book within a book at the heart of Histopia. In conversation with some of the greatest war narratives, from Homer's Iliad to the Rolling Stones' Gimme Shelter, David Means channels the voice of Alan, the young veteran out to write a novel that can bring honor to those he fought with in the Vietnam War, while also capturing the tragic history of his own nuclear family. Outlandish and tender, funny and violent, timely and historical, Histopia invites us to consider whether our traumas can ever be truly overcome. So yeah, that's that. And I mean, it sounds really interesting, this different take on history and reforming it into a sort of dystopia, and therefore calling it Histopia. Very wise, very witty. So looking forward to this one. The next book that I got is My Dog Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. Now I have been, waiting for the longest time to read this book. I have the audiobook, but I started a bit of it and then I decided that no, I want the physical copy as well to accompany the audiobook, and so I got it. So this is a pretty famous book. I'm sure you guys might have heard of it, but if not, let me tell you in brief what it is about. So Vanessa was first, just 15 years old when she had a sexual relationship with her teacher, English teacher, and for the longest time she has been thinking that that was the greatest love story of her life. But now, 15 more years, she's now 32, and there is this, the Me Too movement. So I think, and so there have been various allegations against powerful men, and one of those men is her teacher. So now she is forced to rethink what she thought of was the greatest love story of her life. So this is very, very beautiful. It's very nuanced, very heartbreaking as well, and I would say that based on what I understand of it, it's not a book for everyone or for everyone at any time. So make sure you are in the right mindset to read this. That is why I have waited for such a long time to pick it up. I think I'm almost ready to pick it up. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this book. The next 4 books that I got are all from an unhaul from Anne, before and after. I'll make sure to link her Instagram link down below, because she is going through the unhaul right now, as of right now, as far as I know. So if you are interested in any of the books she's selling, that you can definitely reach out to her. Right. So the first 2 books that I got from her are Charles Bukowski's Hammond Rye and Women. Now I have not read any Charles Bukowski novels yet. I've read just a couple of his poems, so I haven't got the faintest idea about if I should follow any chronological order when reading the books and so on. So if you have any idea, do let me know. The next book that I got is Yashodhara by Volga, and I should have included the other book as well in this video, but anyway, I also recently got a Kindle version of The Liberation of Sita, which was originally termed as Vimukta, I think, and that is the one that got the Sahitya Academy Prize. So anyway, both of these books are translated from Telugu, and I'm really excited to read both of these. So yeah, this is pretty much inspired from the story of Gautama Buddha, and this one is of course from Sita. So I've got really high hopes to read both of them. If you have read any of Volga's works, do let me know what you think about her writing. So the last book that I got in this unhaul is The Sympathizer. So this has been described as a Vietnam War novel, but it is unlike general books written on that period. It is a gripping spy novel and astute exploration of extreme politics, and also a moving love story. And it explores life between 2 worlds and examines the legacy of the Vietnam War in literature, film, and the wars we fight today. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this book as well. And I have heard many amazing things about this book on social media, so I'll definitely pick it up. And if you want me to make reading vlogs for any of these books, do let me know. I'd be happy to do so. So that's it guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to click on the thumbs up icon down below to support me, and I'll see you all very soon. And I think by the time this video goes up, or maybe after it, a reading vlog might also be up, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Peace out. Bye.